Hello, students. We are studying the chapter 3, that is water, and today we will start with water cycle. This water cycle you have learned or you have studied in your previous classes also. Nature, it maintains the water cycle by circulation of water from the earth's surface. Water get evaporated. This water, it is condensed here as clouds, and this cloud water, it again come back to the earth in the form of rainwater. That's how the water cycle it keeps on maintaining, and nature maintains this water cycle. Now, water is considered a compound and not an element. What is not an element? It is a compound. So we will study few things which will help us to know that water, it is a compound and not an element. Henry Cavendish was a scientist. He synthesized. He said that water is synthesized from its elements, like two volumes of hydrogen and one volume of oxygen. 2:1. He said that in water, hydrogen and oxygen are present in the ratio of 2:1. It was said by Henry Cavendish. And Lavoisier, he said that he confirmed that water, it is made up of only two elements, that are hydrogen and oxygen, and had a molecule of water. It is comprised of two atoms of hydrogen. He said that water, it is comprised of two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen. It was said by Lavoisier. So now we'll study few properties of compounds, and we'll compare those properties of compounds with water. Like if we talk about the properties of compound, the first property is that compounds have a fixed composition of elements. The number of elements or their masses, they always remain same, like we have studied earlier also. Suppose we have water. If we talk about water only, in water the mass of one atom of hydrogen is 1, and here two atoms are present, plus mass of one atom of oxygen is 16. Here hydrogen and oxygen, they are present in the ratio of 2 is to 16 or 1 is to 8. Water we are getting from any source, whether it is a rainwater, tap water, well water, always two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen, they will combine to form that molecule of water. And in water, hydrogen and oxygen, they are always present in the ratio of 1 is to 8 by mass. So this was the property of compounds also. Like in compounds, it was told that uh, the elements, they are also fixed, and they always combine in a fixed proportion by weight. Similarly, I've told you about water also. Like in water, the elements hydrogen and oxygen, they are combined in a fixed proportion by weight, and that fixed proportion is 1 is to 8. It is 1 is to 8 by weight. Now, compounds have new properties, and the original components lose their individual property. Whenever two elements, they combine together and a new product is formed, that new product which is formed, it will always have the new properties, and it will not have the properties of its constituent elements. If we talk about hydrogen and oxygen only, see, hydrogen, it combines with oxygen to form water. We know that hydrogen and oxygen, they combine to form water. Hydrogen is a gas which can burn. Oxygen is also a gas which supports combustion. If we talk about water, it is a liquid and it helps in extinguishing fire. See, the property of this element is something else, this is something else, and these two are gases. It supports combustion, it itself can burn, and it is a liquid which extinguishes fire. It means the property of the new product formed, it is totally different from its constituent elements. Second one, so water is also following this second property also. Now the third one is components of a compound, they can be separated by chemical means and not by physical means. Means just not by evaporation or filtration like that. It can only be separated by some chemical methods. And we know that if we have to separate the components of water, like if we want to separate water into hydrogen and oxygen, we can only do this by the process of electrolysis and not by any physical mean. If we'll try to collect it by the process of evaporation, it will evaporate, and the water vapors which will be formed of water only, we'll get H2O there also. It means no physical methods are used for the separation of the components of this compound. We can only use the chemical method. Now, natural and treated water. Natural water, which is found in nature, like rainwater, spring water, well water, all these are the sources of natural water. But if we talk about treated water, treated means we have added something to it to make it clean. Like if we talk about distilled water, it is the purest form of water, distilled water. And like it is prepared by condensing water vapors. When water is heated, vapors are formed, and those vapors, when they are condensed, we get distilled water. It is soft water and hard water we'll study later on in this chapter only. So it is soft water and it is free from all solutes, means no dissolved impurities are present in distilled water, only H2O is present. Next is pipe borne water. Pipe borne water, it is first filtered, and after filtration some chemicals are added to it to make it clean or to make it bacteria free. Now, chlorinated water, we know that chlorine is also many times added in water to make it clean. Like in swimming pools, also, chlorine is added to make that water germ free. Now, water, a universal solvent. We know that water, it can dissolve as many as substances in it. Like it can dissolve a large number of substances, like it can dissolve salt, sugar, many other substances we know. And it can also dissolve large number of gases also. And dissolved gases are also helpful for the plants and aquatic plants and animals, we know that. And other gases also, like HCl, ammonia, all these gases can also be dissolved in it. Hence, water, it dissolves almost every common substance, and is therefore it is called a universal solvent. Rest about solute, solvent and solution will study in our next class. Thank you.